We're doing it live, folks. Welcome to Non Sequitur News for August 28th, 2025. It's season 4, episode 240. I'm MayorWatt. I run ohmTown. That's the site you see right there, as it was the 28th. Well, the end of the 28th. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft AI, Burning Man, spider that abducts fireflies, Diablo developer Union Blizzard, Clara Obscura Cinematic Universe, Ocean Acidification, No Man's Sky Voyager Update, NASA Scientists Help Maryland, AI Artist Challenge Copyright Office, and La Tomatina Tomato Throwing Festival. Everything is powered by ohmTown. Go sign up, sign in, become a citizen. It's all free. There's no ads and no noise. It's just news headline aggregation. And then we use it for to manage our information overload. So let's get into it. Oh, Beacon Software, why do you have to treat me this way? Let's keep going. The first article is over in Non Sequitur News as aggregated by The Verge. Microsoft launches its first in-house AI models. Microsoft announced its first homegrown AI models on Thursday. Voice One AI. It looks like Mal, but Malvoice? I don't know. Anyway, and MAI-1-preview. The company says its new Voice One speech model can generate a minute's worth of audio in under 1 second with just one GPU. It doesn't matter which GPU. It's just always 1 second. While Mal 1 Preview offers a glimpse of future offerings inside Copilot. And Copilot is basically OpenAI with a twist, I guess. You can try voice out for yourself on Copilot Labs. I don't want Copilot on my system. In fact, there was something that happened to my... I have a new system, and it tried to install something. Ugh, God, whatever. I don't know. Forced updates too really piss me off. I have my systems blocked from doing auto updates because I want to do the updates and I want to be aware of what it is that's being installed. But lo and behold, no. My system reboots periodically, even with registration blocks, firewall blocks, etc. You suck. Anyway, Emma Roth over at TheVerge.com put the article together. Microsoft already uses MA1 Voice 1 to... Why not come up with a better name? To power a couple of its features, including Copilot Daily, which has an AI voice recite the top news, and to generate podcast-style discussions. See? My job is over. Microsoft AI chief Mustafa Suleyman said during an episode of Decoder last year that the company's internal AI models aren't focused on enterprise use cases. Probably because it's too chaotic. It's just random human input that's been ingested into their system. So there isn't anything for them to actually grasp onto. It has to be just general anecdotal discussion. Anyway, it says their logic, Mustafa Suleyman said, my logic is that we have to create something that works extremely well for the consumer and really optimize for our use case. So Microsoft has its own AI, which is apparently a derivation of OpenAI, because OpenAI and Microsoft are so tightly in bed together that you probably can't tell where one sheet ends and the other sheet begins. The next article is over in Prime Glass. Ukrainian installation at Burning Man destroyed by a dust storm. The support structure for Black Cloud, a 100-foot tall assemblage of 45 interconnected forums, was broken in half by the hurricane-force winds that swept across Black Rock Desert. The article is over at the Art newspaper. And yeah, there it goes. That would do it, right? I mean, it's basically a big... the tent or whatever it is, it basically is a giant parachute. They say the article was revised to incorporate new information about various things, but I'm not going to get into all of that. But it was an art piece, Black Cloud, at Burning Man, and it was wiped out by a dust storm with hurricane force winds. The next article is over in the Wanted channel. Spiders hijack fireflies to create devious glowing death traps. Sheet web spiders don't immediately pounce on fireflies caught in their webs, and for good reason. They're held hostage, according to research. These fireflies basically help catch other fireflies. Gaeyong Lee over at Gizmodo.com put the article together. In a Journal of Animal Ecology paper published August 27th, ecologists report that the sheetweb spider, or I guess it's Pachycrus clavis, maybe, I don't know if the PS is silent. Psst, psst, psst. You psst in the wrong neighborhood, bub. Anyway, it appears to exploit firefly luminescence to attract more prey. Observational analysis and lab experiments revealed that by using firefly light as bait, the nocturnal predators improved their hunting success. This is the second time researchers have observed such behavior in spiders, although the new paper describes a completely different species of spider. So I guess they trap a firefly, the firefly does what a firefly does and attracts a mate or something, and boom, the spider gets another one. What alerted researchers to this odd behavior was that spiders' tendency to immediately consume most grubs, such as moths, caught in their webs, but not fireflies. When the glowing creatures flew into the sit-and-wait predator's web, the spider simply left them hanging for about an hour, even occasionally crawling back to see if the fireflies were alive and glowing. That seemed odd to the researchers, so for an experiment, the team prepared LED lights that closely resembled the glows of fireflies, plopping them onto webs of sheet web spiders. Webs adorned with these LED lights attracted 3 times the amount of prey compared to the controls without any lights. Even more surprising, when the researchers limited the prey to real fireflies, webs outfitted with LED lights attracted 10 times more of them, mostly males. Yep, one bright light and you're dead. Anyway, the next article is over. Step into the light. It's so beautiful. That's like a mashup of a whole bunch of different movies. So the next article is over in Warcrafters. Diablo developers vote to unionize at Blizzard. Per press release, this new union consists of game developers, artists, designers, engineers, support staff across the Diablo franchise, and has been formally recognized by parent company Microsoft. A group of 450 developers on the game Diablo at Blizzard have voted in favor of unionization, with Communication Workers of America probably seeing the writing on the wall for Diablo. I think that it's on its way out. Microsoft laid off around 9,100 employees earlier this year, including members of its gaming division at Activision Blizzard. Y'all got paid enough, right? All the residual benefits get to go to somebody else now that you're fired, right? Other than your vestment. Let's keep going. The next article is over in the Mobile channel. Clair Obscur is becoming a franchise, starting with Expedition 33. So we talked about this briefly yesterday. There is a video about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a reveal trailer for PS5. Speaking with Mr. Matty Plays on YouTube, series creator Guillaume Broche revealed the future of the franchise. Expedition 33 is one of the series that they want to tell in the franchise. Exactly what it's going to be, nobody knows just yet. Anthony Franklin II put the article together for Vice.com. And it also says here that now, because they haven't finished the game yet, they've done a great job of avoiding spoilers, so they have no idea what more stories could entail. Maybe there are paintresses or paintress-I. I don't know how they pronounce it either. Like, what's the plural of paintress? Paintresses? What is the Latin version of that, I guess? Paintress-I? Anyway, in different places. Different places, different faces, different personalities. It can't be the same, though. So the writing has to be pretty spectacular, I think. So we'll see what happens. Glad more people are paying attention to this. It was a great story to watch. It was pretty shocking to watch some of the videos that I saw. I mean, I watched people playing it on Twitch. So let's keep going. The next article is over in the Mobile channel. Shark's teeth could suffer damage and ocean acidification intensifies. Study suggests higher concentrations of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are leading to a drop in ocean pH. That change might eventually make it harder for sharks to eat their prey which is weird. If people just would pay attention to the sharks more, they're just not consuming enough. Sarah Hashemi put the article together for SmithsonianMag.com. Oceans are a key carbon sink, naturally absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Now, human-made carbon dioxide emissions are increasing the amount of gas getting absorbed, reacting with seawater, and leading to acidification. Any pH levels below 7 are acidic, while anything above 7 is basic or alkaline. Studies have shown that ocean pH has dropped by around 30% since pre-industrial times, and one projection suggests that pH levels could go from about 8.1 currently to 7.3 by 2300. And to understand how acidification impacts sharks, a team of researchers tested 16 undamaged shark teeth and 36 with limited damage, and within each group of teeth, half went into a tank with pH levels close to those of the current day, 8.19, and half went into a tank with a pH that matched future projections. And the teeth had all been discarded by black tip reef sharks housed in an aquarium, then collected by divers. After 8 weeks, the teeth in the more acidic water had suffered significantly more damage. Quote, "We observed visible surface damage such as cracks and holes, increased root corrosion, and structural degradation," says study senior author Sebastian Fraun, a biologist at the Heinrich Heine University Dusseldorf in Germany. All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in the Mobile Channel. No Man's Sky just got another massive updating, introducing Voyagers, where you basically get to build ships. They say, "I love No Man's Sky. I have since the game launched. They were there day one, and they've objectively admitted that they didn't meet all of the promises. There's no denying it. Over the years, Hello Games has delivered every bit of that potential and numerous massive free updates. Yes, this game has been free since its initial purchase. No Man's Sky is everything they told us it would be and more." So the author, Anthony Franklin II over at Vice.com, obviously is a champion for No Man's Sky. And let me tell you, I keep starting over because I get distracted and wander off, and it's endless. You can just go and find and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just amazing how much content is in there. Even if at some point I say it's kind of the same thing, it's just a different skin, right? But the stories, the adventures that you can go on that are produced by Hello Games is pretty diverse, pretty broad spectrum, pretty holistic. It's a lot of fun to do them, but I cannot focus long enough to play this game in any direction other than just pure chaos. But I love the game. It's so much fun to build things and do terraforming and fly around and gather up resources and do some more building and do some of the story, but obviously get distracted again. I don't even have a carrier yet. I'm such a tourist, a pathetic tourist. Anyway, it's enough gushing from the author and from me. No Man's Sky Voyager update. They have a big breakdown of this. But it's a video. It's a YouTube video, No Man's Sky Voyagers. So it says, create your own colossal, fully furnished, completely bespoke Corvette class starship in No Man's Sky Voyagers and invite your friends on board. Introducing habitable multi-crew starships assembled from hundreds of ship modules, new multiplayer missions, a stunningly detailed new player suit, a shipbuilding community expedition, and more, which I would have to go on. I hope that they don't kill the expedition because I still want to just do it. I want the ship. I want to be able to build a ship. Anyway, open your Corvette's accessway anywhere and step directly into the darkness of deep space. Float weightlessly around the hull of your crafted spaceship and come face to face with outer space for the first time. Anyway, all of it is free. This is no DLC, no nothing. It's all free. Pretty damn amazing. Why can't other games do this? The next article is over in the Mobile Channel. NASA scientists help a Maryland county plan to beat summer heat risks. Thousands of Americans are impacted each summer by excessive heat and humidity, some suffering from heat-related illnesses when the body can't cool itself down. Data from NASA satellites, which probably going to be going dormant over the next couple of years, could help local governments reduce the sweltering risks thanks to a collaboration between NASA scientists and officials in Prince George's County, Maryland. The effort demonstrates how local officials in other communities could turn to NASA data to inform decisions and provide residents with relief from summer heat. Except summer heat is not small regional. It's planetary. And one area doing a course correction is going to be offset because the thermodynamics of the atmosphere is going to disrupt whatever atmospheric plans they might have. You can grow grass all you want, but anyway, James R. Reardon over at NASA put the article together in conjunction with Stephanie Baum and Robert Egan, who did editing and reviewing. It's posted over at phys.org. There's no deck statement. But NASA researchers and their Prince George's County collaborators have reported in Frontiers in Environmental Science that they used the Landsat 8 satellite, jointly operated by NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey and NASA's Aqua satellite, to gain insight into surface temperature trends across the county over the past few decades. The data also shows how temperatures have responded to changing land use and construction. It is information that county planners and environmental experts hope can aid them in their attempt to remediate and prevent heat dangers in the future. Look, business is the one that dictates where all of the building goes. And if you have all of this concrete and chopped down trees and there's no water and so on, you're basically in for a bad time because it will act as a CO2 heat sink. So in the long run, county officials hope to use NASA satellites to track the negative health impacts that arise from land use and modification, removal of tree cover, and the construction of non-permeable roads, parking lots, structures that lead to water runoff are among the factors that create heat islands, where temperatures in localized areas soar relative to the surrounding landscape. In addition to the direct dangers of heat for county residents and workers, areas with higher than normal temperatures can drive intense local weather events. That's basically what I'm saying. You tamper with one region and nature says, screw you, I don't care about what your mitigation efforts are. I'm going to cause a Cat 5 hurricane, that kind of thing. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Right Protect over at ohmTown.com. AI artists challenge Copyright Office denial of AI-assisted work. In a motion for summary judgment filed earlier this week with the U.S. District Court for the District of Colorado, AI artist Jason M. Allen requested that the court overturn the Copyright Office refusal to register his award-winning image, Space Opera Theater, or Theater de Opera Spatial. Anyway, created with the AI system Midjourney, the U.S. Copyright Office Review Board previously denied registration for Allen's artwork. The review board asserted that when AI produces complex work solely from a human prompt, the traditional elements of authorship are executed through the technology and not by the human user, except that it wouldn't exist without the human. Maybe something else would, but what was created because a human instigated that, implemented it, caused it to be. AI is just the tool that was implemented. Rose Esfandiari over at IPWatchdog.com put the article together. The U.S. Copyright Office Review Board previously denied registration for Allen's artwork. The board asserted that when AI produces complex... Pardon me. Sorry, I have a cough. The review board asserted that when AI produces complex works solely from a human prompt, the traditional elements of authorship are executed through the technology and not the human. No technology can receive copyright, so hence there's no copyright. Allen contends he fulfills authorship requirements under Copyright Act and established legal precedent. Copyright protection outlined in 17 U.S.C. 102A necessitates originality and a fixed medium of expression. The complaint argues that the fixed medium of expression is not in dispute, but the Copyright Office's denial originates from the perceived presence of traditional elements of authorship. So, Feist Publications Incorporated v. Rural Telephone Service Company Incorporated asserts that copyright subsists in any work exhibiting a spark of creativity or a minimal level of creativity. Feist Court decisively stated that the requisite level of creativity is extremely low. Even a slight amount will suffice. The requisite extended compilations of uncopyrightable elements where the author can select or arrange the elements in a minimally creative way. So the complaint highlights that the Feist case illustrates the extreme standard required to fail to contribute even a minimal level of creativity. So I would argue that the instructions given to an AI tool are the creative effort necessary to make whatever manifest. This would not exist if not for a constructive statement given to a tool to produce the work. Yeah. Since Serenity, courts have consistently expanded rather than narrowed the scope of copyright protection, maintaining that practically anything novel can be copyrighted, that even a faint trace of originality. Allen contends that his extensive iterative prompting, over 600 prompts to realize a specific mental conception, unequivocally demonstrates this creative decision and intentionality, thereby easily surpassing the low threshold of authorship. And I say the same thing. Sure, you can give you can instantiate an AI to create a work. It creates the work, and you have to do what I call an exercise in compromise. You have to go, yeah, that's good enough. But I have done artwork that I think should receive a copyright, and I had done hundreds of iterations as well to find something that I thought was effective. Then I would give up because nothing met my requirement, and I walked away from it. And then I took whatever I thought was close and I massaged it into what I wanted. Again, exercise and compromise. So Allen's brief argues that the Copyright Office test for copyrightability directly contravenes established legal principles, and it asserts that the Copyright Office's test imposes restrictions based on methods of creation, an approach explicitly rejected by the Supreme Court. Yeah, I think that any work that is submitted, not just any random work, but something that's submitted to the Copyright Office should be allowed. But the problem is that knuckleheads out there are going to abuse the system. So they go full hardcore conservative in how they tighten it all down instead of just letting anybody loose into the system. Unfortunately, that I call that gatekeeping. But it's because the moral and ethical compass, basically the ass hattery of people. Oh, look, I can just submit 10,000 things and they're all copyrighted. I don't know. We can't have any fun because there are assholes out there. Anyway, this next article is over in the Mobile channel. How a spontaneous food fight became La Tomatina, Spain's annual tomato throwing festival. I've always wanted to go to this since I heard about it. The article is over at SmithsonianMag.com. Ella Feldman put the article together. Thousands of people gathered in a small Spanish town this week for the event, which is celebrating its 80th anniversary. Basically, all kinds of tomatoes get thrown into the streets and people start throwing them at each other. This week, an estimated 20,000 people packed into a central street in the small town next to tarp-protected buildings, according to the Associated Press, Alicia Leon. Many attendees wore white T-shirts, which before long turned pale red with every other article of clothing they wore, as well as their hair and skin, while revelers basked in tomato-soaked glee. Loud music provided the vibe of a rave, per the AP. Throughout the hour-long event, which bills itself as the longest annual food fight, There was only one rule. Organizers asked attendees to squish tomatoes before they throw them to avoid injury. The sound of a cannon indicated the event's end, at which point pulp-drenched participants made their way to communal showers to rinse off. Yuck. It's something that I think I would like to experience once. I can wait, though. I'll do it via VR. All right, well, that is it. We are going to squish our tomatoes and fling us back to the front page of ohmTown.com as of August 28th. Thanks for coming and hanging out if you're in the chats. Thanks. This will get turned into a podcast for the 27th and 28th. I've done 2 episodes. I'm woefully behind because my mayoral duties are keeping me extremely busy. But we'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to play catch up. I still have the 29th and 30th for August. And then Monday is the 1st, and I'll be all caught up. But hopefully I won't fall behind again. It's just mayoral duties. Anyway, thanks again. No more complaining. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks. And be sure to check out the Patreon. We are going to be, or I should say, I am going to be pasting what am I talking about? I'm going to be putting all of the links for the weekend shows into the Patreon starting not this weekend, but next weekend, September 5th, I think it is, or 6th. I don't know. I'll have to look again. Anyway, next weekend will be the start of the weekly shows again, but only in basically a post over on Patreon of interesting articles that we have found for all 6 of the weekend shows, plus 2 more that are in the works. We're still, because of the complexities of what's going on with mayoral duties, we had to postpone 2 other shows, but we're reevaluating that now. So please go over to Patreon and subscribe there, and help me keep going. It would be great, because I would love to do this full time, but my mayoral duties are just taking the lead. So thanks a lot. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.